I didn't come closer this time. You were lying on the couch, the same way you always do in the afternoons. One arm draped over your eyes, your breathing slow, the room quiet except for the soft hum of something I never quite understood. I stood at the edge of the rug and watched. Usually I would have walked up to you by now. I would have nudged your hand with my nose, just enough for your fingers to curl into my fur. Sometimes you would smile without opening your eyes. Sometimes you would say my name in that soft, half-asleep voice. Sometimes you would pull me closer. But today, I didn't. I just watched. It wasn't always like this. Before, I had a rhythm I followed without thinking. When you sat, I came to you. When you stood, I followed. When you lay down, I climbed beside you, careful but certain, like it was something we both expected. I knew the places where your hands would land. Behind my ears, along my back, under my chin where I leaned into you without even noticing I had moved. It was simple. You rested, and I joined you. That was how it worked. The first time it changed, I didn't understand why. You lay down like always, but your breathing felt different, slower, heavier, like the air around you had grown thick. I walked up, placed my paws gently on the couch, and nudged your arm. You didn't move. I nudged again, a little more firmly this time. Your hand shifted, but not the way it used to. It brushed past me instead of settling on me. Your fingers didn't curl, they just fell. I waited. You didn't open your eyes. So I climbed up anyway, curling beside you, pressing close like I always did. But something felt off. Not wrong, just quieter. I stayed there for a while, listening to your breathing, trying to match it with my own. Eventually, I slipped down from the couch and lay on the floor instead. After that, I started noticing small things. Not all at once, just little pieces. The way your hand sometimes rested still, even when I touched it. The way your voice, when you said my name, came a little later than before. The way your eyes stayed closed longer, even when I moved. So I began to wait. At first, only for a moment. I would approach like usual, then pause just before touching you. I would watch your chest rise and fall, listen for the small changes in your breath. If you shifted, I came closer. If you stayed still, I stayed where I was. It wasn't something I'd decided, it just happened. Now it's part of what I do. You lay down, and I notice. I always notice. I walk toward you, slow and quiet, my paws careful against the floor. I stop just before the couch, just before your hand, just before the place where I used to climb without thinking. And I wait. Sometimes your fingers move. They curl slightly like they remember me before I even touch them. That's when I step closer, lifting my head so your hand can find me. Other times you stay still, your breathing deep, your face soft, your hand resting where it fell. That's when I lie down nearby instead. Not too far, just close enough to hear you. I've learned the sounds, the difference between a deep rest and a light one, the small shift in your breathing when you're about to wake, the tiny movement in your fingers that means you're almost ready. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I wait too long and you open your eyes and look around before you see me. When that happens, I stand quickly, my tail moving before I even think about it. You smile then, and it feels like I timed it just right. There's a spot now, near the couch, where I usually lie. It wasn't always my place. Before, my place was beside you, curled into your side, tucked against your warmth, close enough to feel every small movement. Now my place is just a little farther away, close enough to be there, far enough to let you rest. I didn't choose it the way I chose a favorite corner or a sunny patch of floor. It became mine over time, because it felt right. Sometimes, when the room is very quiet, I lift my head and watch you more closely. Your face looks peaceful then, not like when you're awake, moving and thinking and doing things I can't follow. Just still. I used to think still meant something was missing. Now I think it means something is settling. So I stay still too. There are moments when I almost forget, when I see you lie down and I feel that familiar pull to climb up beside you, to press close the way I always did. Sometimes I take a step forward before I stop myself, not because I can't, but because I've learned something softer, something quieter, that being close doesn't always mean touching. Today you shifted slightly, just a small movement of your hand. I saw it. I always do. I stood up from my spot and stepped closer, placing my head gently against your fingers. This time they curled, slowly, but they did. Your hand rested on my head, warm and familiar like before. I stayed there, not moving, letting the moment settle the way your breathing had. Not rushing, not asking for more, just there. After a while, your hand relaxed again. It slipped gently from my head and came to rest beside you. I waited a second longer just in case. Then I stepped back. I returned to my spot on the floor and lay down, curling into myself, facing you. You didn't open your eyes, but I didn't need you to. I still come to you, just not the same way, not every time, not without listening first. I've learned to watch, to wait, to understand the quiet parts that don't make a sound. It's a small thing, a small change, but it feels like something we share now, even when you don't know it. You rest, and I stay close, not always beside you, but always there.